Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ness. Today I am so happy to share with you my rare plants that I recently added in my collections. These are the uncommon house plants that I recently acquired. I have philodendrons, I have monsteras, I have Atabapoense, I have Syngonium, Monstera Siltepecana, Amydrium, Buono, Monstera Deliciosa, and an Epipremnum. So without further ado, I will share them to you one by one, but please do subscribe so you won't miss out in any of my content, and I hope you guys will like this video. Okay, so we'll start off with these two plants that I got, I would say 3 days ago. So this first plant is the Philodendron Atabapoense. Well, as you can see, she's a stunner. She has an elongated leaves, and I am so happy because this one has a shoot that's coming right here already. So I can't wait for it to grow. And this plant resembles a lot the Philodendron Belitae. That's another one in my wish list. So this will be a good addition to your home because philodendrons are known to be a good air purifier. So if you want to add more plants, and if you like this type of shape and like elongated leaves, this is a very good one. The other plant I got from the same seller is from Syngonium family. This is a Syngonium Confetti. So the foliage of this plant, this is in a light green shade of green, and it has a mottled pink splashes on the leaves. So as you can see, this one has more pink splashes than this one. So for me, Syngonium is kind of like a fast grower. They love a well-draining soil. They don't like direct light. So just dappled sunlight is good, and make sure you don't overwater it, and also don't underwater it because you will know when you underwater this plant. It will droop. The leaves will droop when you underwater them. So these plants right here, so from here to here, I got it from a very, very nice seller. So this plants is very special. That plant collector told me that they're moving to South America, so that's the only reason why he's downsizing his collection. At first, I only wanted to get one plant from him, which is the Monstera Subpinnata, and it was just a node, like I think 2 nodes. So being me, I end up with more. So let's start off with the first plant. The only plant I should be getting from him is this stem. So it has 2 nodes, one right here and the other one is right here. So this is a Subpinnata Monstera. So I will put a picture on the screen so you will kind of know what I'm talking about here. This plant is a fragmented plant, so the leaves are kind of like divided. It's widely segmented, and the leaves can grow 12 inches long and 8 inches wide. So they love bright indirect light, and they also want to keep their humidity between 65 to 80 degrees. So what he told me for this plant, I can put it in water for a water propagation, but they do well in sphagnum moss, so maybe I will try to do that. I'm not expert on that because I always use water for my propagation. And then when I was looking at his plant collection, I'm amazed. I will show you some of the pictures I took from that collector. The next plant I decided on getting is this Amydrium green form. This is also called the Spider-Man Monstera, even though it's not part of the Monstera genus, because this is an aroids. As you can see, it already have the cutting like that. I will show you a more mature leaves, because once they grow, this is a vining and climbing plant, so I highly recommend you placing this in a moss bowl. That's what I'm going to be doing with this plant. So you can see inside it already have a new growth point, and I think a new leaf will be coming out. So when they're in juvenile form, this plant, you can get confused between these and the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, but once they become more mature, you can totally see the difference. There's a lot of fenestrations there, like cuttings, like not fenestration, I think it's like cuttings. I don't know if it's also called fenestration, but it's more of like cutting edges right here. So I will put it on the screen, the picture of the mature leaves of this one. And then the third leaf, oh, it's not a third leaf, it's a third plant that I got from him. It's a battle of Monstera Piña Partita and the Epipremnum Skeleton Key. But I decided to get this cool plant because it's a very interesting plant for me. So as you can see, this is still a juvenile form of plant. He said just give it about 4 to 5 months and you will see that the leaves will grow bigger and it will start transforming. So like here, you can see the transformation here. The one right next to the stem is kind of like the leaf that's kind of like right here by the stem is rounded and wide, but the rest of it will become narrower almost at the tip, which make it looks like a key, a skeleton key. That's why they were called like a skeleton key. I will also put a picture on the screen of a mature leaf, so you will kind of have the idea of how it looks like when it becomes bigger. So this one loves a well-draining soil. He said he uses coco coir, perlite, so a lot of perlite. He also have leca here, and he said that he used an avocado husk. So whenever he eats avocado, he will save the seed and then grind it. So he said it's very good and it has a lot of nutrients and it's very good for plants. So this one, I really love it. Yeah. So it loves a bright indirect light also. And the more humidity you give this plant, the more it will grow. The other plant I got is for a friend. So I already have a Monstera Siltepecana, but a friend of mine just started collecting. So I asked her if she wanted to have a Monstera Siltepecana. This is a good starter plant because it has already a lot of aerial root. So if she decided to cut it and propagate it, she can have a more lush plant. If she will go that route. So I've been lasting on this collector's El Salvador Siltepecana, but then he said that he doesn't want to give up on this one, the plant that he has, the El Salvador, because it's still unfurling the baby leaf, and he just want to make sure that before he put it on sale, that the leaf is already fully unfurled, so it won't die, which is kind of cool. He really loves his plants, and he want to make sure that whoever gets it will love it, and the plant will continue to grow under someone else's care. The next plant I got is another Monstera. This is the Monstera Lechleriana. So as you can see, this is from my cousins of Monstera. So it's a rare climbing Monstera, very much related to Monstera Adansonii. Once it's fully grown, you can see that it has a lot of fenestrations, just like the Adansonii. But the fenestration is close to the central vein. So the leaves will grow big with frequent holes close to the central vein. So they also love a well-drained, moist soil. Oh, one thing cool about this one is that this one really loves water. So if you add peat moss, and they are water-loving plants. So right now she's still on my water propagation because the roots is still small. So he told me, he gave me a tip that once the aerial roots becomes 3 times bigger than the leaf, then that's the time that you can plant it in soil. So I'll wait maybe a few more weeks or months for this one before I put it in soil, or maybe put it in leca. And then he was really so nice because he was asking me, he was showing me his collection, and he's the type of guy who loves Monstera. He even wants me to sell all my plants and just stick to one type of plant, which is Monstera family. And I said, I don't think I can do that. I have too many already. So he said, he showed me his Monstera albo, and he also showed me his Thai constellation. And I'm so amazed because his Thai constellation has a half moon. I'll show you a picture also. And he asked me if I have a Monstera Deliciosa because he wanted to give me this one. And I said, oh, sure. Because mine is not doing so well. So this is a juvenile Monstera Deliciosa. He have it in a leca balls, and I'm super happy to have this one because it's going to be a fresh start for me. And then he is also nice because he gave me a starter plant for a Cryptanta. This is called Cryptanta. I think it's a Rhaphidophora Cryptanta. It's a shingle plant. It's inside, and it has a white leaf, white veining on the leaf. So as you can see, it already have roots. Has some roots right there, has some roots right here. So at first I was kind of hesitant on getting this because I'm still trying to revive my Monstera dubia. And he said that no, it's easy, just put it in a sphagnum moss for a while, and then once the roots becomes longer, then you can put it in soil and make sure it has a wood to climb onto. So I will show you a picture of the plants that he has on his collections that are shingle plant. He has Monstera Hayi and a Monstera dubia. So hopefully this one will survive under my care, please. Yeah, so he said that they also love a bright indirect sunlight, and they can tolerate low humidity, but the higher the humidity, the faster they grow. And then I think that's it from that plant collector. it was really interesting to meet new people, especially you have the same hobby and they're doing different things, but you have something in common with them, which is plant. And it's really cool because you get a lot of tips from them. And the last two plants I got from another collector is these two. So I have here a Philodendron Buono. It's a one-leaf cutting with some aerial root going on right there, you can see. So at first I've been wanting to buy the root cutting A, because this one is the root cutting B. The root cutting A has more variegation, but this one has just a mottled variegation right there. So for the Philodendron Buono, the leaves are thick and it's elongated, and the texture of the leaves is kind of like leathery, and these leaves can grow up to 2 feet. Each leaf has very unique variegation. It can be like an elbow, you know, like a half moon variegation. It can be just splashes like this. Some can be highly variegated, and these loves to climb. So I highly recommend it to put this kind of plant in a moss bowl to promote bigger leaves and a lot of growth. So they said that the variegation for this plant varies. It can be mottled, can be white, cream, but then over time it faded to a shade of bright green. So you can see it's kind of like, yeah, because the leaf is kind of like dark green, but then over time the variegation will become like this, like a bright green or kind of like chartreuse. So they love a bright indirect light, avoid direct sunlight because it can burn the leaves. Use a very airy soil mix, and they can also tolerate low humidity, but it will grow more in high humidity. It can tolerate up to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, for the 40 degrees humidity. And this plant, if it's planted outside, it can grow to 10 feet. But then if it's indoor, I would say, they said per my research, up to 4 feet. So remember a while ago I've been lusting on the other guys, Monstera Siltepecana El Salvador, but he doesn't want to sell it to me yet. So this other guy has already an El Salvador Siltepecana ready and up for sale. So I snagged this from him and I'm so happy. He said that I can already put this in leca because it has some good aerial roots already. But I still placed it inside a water propagation for now, and then maybe in a week I can transfer it to leca. So I really love this one, and I can see the difference between this and the Siltepecana, the regular Siltepecana. So you can see the regular Siltepecana is more dark green shade, and this one is kind of like light green with lots of white veining inside. The texture is kind of like velvety. This one is more of like smooth, and you can really feel like the crumbling, like the indent of the leaves. So they're both nice, but I just like to have them both in my collection. So that's it, guys. I hope you like this video, and please make sure to subscribe if you are into this type of content. And I hope you guys enjoyed and liked it, and I'll see you guys on my next. Thank you. Bye-bye.